got YouTube going. Got Kick going. Holy shit, just hit 7,600 on TikTok. Followers. I hit 10,000. They can start leaving gifts on all my videos. I make for money. Yeah, I need to hit 10,000, and then they start paying me a bunch of money. I haven't really messed. I think it's for if somebody's on a camera on a computer, then they can watch it in the side view. I'm still new to it. I haven't really messed with it either. So. So they got a co-host and a multi-host thing on TikTok too now. That's cool. Gotta drink my protein. What is going on, everybody? Appreciate you hanging out with me. Thanks for stopping in. I drink my protein shake. Once I shake it up.
Alright, back. We're doing... Which one is this? Mango Mayhem. That's this one. Alright. Drink your poutine. So Canadian.
Drink my poutine. Dude, poutine's so good.
I hadn't thought about that forever, and GoPro just coming in, swinging for the fences right off the rip. What's up, DJ? Welcome, brother. All right. I know Salty's finally gonna cut his teeth. He's gonna taste blood, and then he's not gonna want to let it go. My mic's too low.
Poutine.
Testing. What the? Testing.
Testing.
What the hell's going on?
I don't know. It sounds good to me. It sounds good to me.
Well, I just noticed it's not even registering in there. Let's ask GoPro here. What the hell?
Is it too blown up on?
Testing.
On stream?
Check Twitch on my phone. Yeah.
Are you having difficulties?
Yep, I'm having difficulties. Yep, they can hear you, but they can't hear me.
I'm on your stuff right now. I'm trying to check. I'm on your stuff right now. I'm trying to check. Say something.
Testing. Hang on, I'm gonna try replugging my
Say
microphone
something.
here.
No, we definitely can't hear you. I hear your fucking elevator music though. No, we definitely can't hear you. I hear your fucking
Testing.
elevator
Testing.
music though. There you
Son
go.
of a bitch.
Oh,
No, 'cause you're hearing me over Discord.
there you go. Oh. No, nothing. Yeah. No, nothing.
Let me see something here. Where's my settings? Testing. Damn it. Yeah, I'm not having anything show up. What do you mean it's not connected? All right. Testing now. Oh, there we go. You son of a bitch. Oh, there we go. I don't know what happened, but first, I wasn't registering anything in Discord until you told me GoPro. I wasn't registering anything in Discord until you told me GoPro. All right. All right. All right. I have no idea. For some reason, OBS was thinking that my microphone didn't exist. For some reason, like, really? Because freaking Discord sees it, OBS. Good job. Ugh. I am a pro strummer, I promise. All right.
Are you?
Yeah. So I was making a joke earlier before my microphone decided it was not going to actually work. So Salty has graduated off of Greyhack, at least for now. We might still go play it for fun some nights. But he's done everything in there short of like getting a little bit deeper into coding. And so I was like, you know what? He'll get that as we move forward with some of the try-hack me stuff. So let's just go ahead and make that jump now. Get this going. Sorry, set one thing up here. So that's what we started to do. So I had to get that set up today. I haven't had time on Sunday or earlier today to do it, or Monday. It was just a crazy ass day. So yeah, it was a crazy ass day. So I get a message from my wife about lunchtime. Hey, guess what? Panda killed the chickens.
Oh, man.
And then she sent me pictures. And I'm like, yeah, she sure shit did. It looked like a damn murder scene in my backyard. So Panda probably won't be on camera for a while because she's back on her training protocol, which means unless she's training, yeah, guess who's having chicken for dinner? I wish, dude. They were little. They were 5 weeks old. They hadn't even gotten to full adulthood yet. They were just old enough to start going into the chicken coop. I'm building for them Saturday. Or that dog. So
shit.
She's back on her restricted training protocol, which is she only goes out of her kennel on a leash And then if she's not training or going potty, she's back in her kennel. And it's a purposeful reduction of stimuli for them. It makes them hyper focused when you do take them out, so they are much more attuned to your training cues. So she still has food, she still has water. It's just that basically you're depriving her of attention so that whenever you do training sessions with her, it's going to be 100% focused on you because she hasn't had any interaction. Ugh, that dog.
The dog.
So,
Holy shit!
in the spirit,
the Taco Bell. That shit scared the shit out of me.
So, well, in the spirit of getting a taste for blood, we're also moving Salty onto Try Hack Me. So, we're going to do this. So, we've got him set up with a pro subscription, so he'll be able to go through and just have the virtual machine in the browser that we can use. So, and Salty, this is actually going to be a little bit of a learning experience because I've only done a sporadic amount of Try Hack Me. So, we're going to do this together. We're going to learn it live.
It's exciting.
It's exciting. It is exciting. Hacking's fun.
Very fun.
It's like you'd be sitting there just you're working, boom, 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 and then you get that reverse shell callback. Boom, 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 boom. You get so excited.
I'm so excited.
All right. So Salty's going to be driving over here. So let's go ahead and click on. Let's go ahead and just do the onboarding real quick. So you enrolled in a path, which is.
I don't know. It asked me what I just told him I was learning.
No, the junior pen tester path is perfect. So let's go ahead and hop into there. Go ahead and click the intro to offensive security. Yeah. Maybe I had to click the radio button. There it goes. It's a little delayed on my my screen here. Let's see. I might need to shrink this a tiny bit here. Yeah, you know what I need to do? Actually, I need to adjust this on my side. Let me see. Hold on. I'm gonna make some adjustments real fast here because you and I already did the adjustments on your side in OBS, but my side was still scaled for Greyhack, which needed like the whole screen.
All right.
Hey, there we go. That'll work pretty well.
Task 1.
Yep, so the way the rooms are broken up is they're going to explain things to you, and then they're going to have tasks and questions you have to answer. Sometimes you got to answer them in the lab. Sometimes you're just supposed to basically think about it and answer it. Oh, I'm still tinkering. All right, perfect. Cool. Now it should be plenty legible on
I
this.
thought my school days were over for me.
That's what you thought wrong, son.
I need to go to that fancy Christian school you went to.
Yeah, it actually was a really cool school. Just hella expensive.
Dude,
it's more
TCU, man.
Harvard
I would have
now.
loved to go to TCU.
Dude, yeah, I saw this report. It's more expensive than Harvard now.
Yeah, dude, I would have loved to play
Like,
football
that's
with them.
insane. I bet you would have killed it.
Oh, man.
Our football team was not that good while I was there.
Dude, they're so good. I like them. Come on,
Okay,
man.
so this is real basic overview stuff. What is offensive security? You and I have already talked about this. Basically, you're working to gain access to a system through, let's call it unconventional means, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think we are going to go through some of that Linux fundamentals learning path too. GoPro. I think we'll just dive into this one. We'll just get at least cut Salty's teeth on how Try Hack Me works. But yeah, actually, the Linux fundamental one would be important, Salty, because then we can take the information you know from Greyhack and we can actually apply it to, okay, this is how it works in a real system. Because Greyhack is an approximation. It's kind of cool, but it's not so accurate. So this is just talking about like what's the difference between these two things. And then, so here's an example of like what questions are. So which of the following options better represents the process where you simulate a hacker's actions to find vulnerabilities in a system? So you just type in the answer.
Offensive.
Right there in that box. Yeah. We are highly offensive on this stream.
Got to put security too? Jeez.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yep, your typing skills are going to get real good.
Dude, I haven't had to do this in a while. I'm gonna get carpal tunnel. Hey!
All right, cool. And then, so let's look at, so click task number 2 here. So finding hidden web pages. So most companies, they'll have like an admin page, giving their staff access to basic admin functionalities from day to day, and they might just not publish it.
There we go.
Yeah. So finding the stuff that they publish out there can help you find the stuff they don't really want published.
So do I hit start machine?
Yeah, go ahead and start machine. So what that will do, it's going to boot up your virtual machine over here on the right side.
Yep.
So this is kind of like, and this is why I wanted to get you the pro subscription so you'd have access to this. Saves us some headache of like teaching you how to manage a virtual machine environment on your computer.
Yeah.
But gives you all the access you need to do it. So we'll let this boot up for just a second. Go ahead and scroll down a little bit. Let's read what information they've got on the left side there. All right, so this is titled Your First Hack. So basically, we'll be using the command line, which you're familiar with from doing Greyhack.
Yeah.
We're gonna go in there. We're gonna use a tool called GoBuster. So a lot of times you don't have to necessarily know where something is. You just have to know how to find it.
Mm-hmm.
And GoBuster, what it will do is it will go through and it will guess web pages, essentially, the URLs for them. Because you could have a single website, let's say, just for example, yahoo.com, but it could have a sports, it could have a technology, it could have whatever. Bunch of these different systems in there. Did you already go through something? Is that why that popped up there?
What?
I see fakebank.com.
No, that's just your virtual machine.
I know. I was wondering, like, did you go to something?
No, that's the hell it popped up.
Okay. Let's do this. So go ahead and I guess minimize that for now.
What, this thing?
So over in your virtual machine, yeah. So this is just like a small cropped down version of your virtual machine that we had for.
That's just how it popped up.
Yeah, and that's fine. So open your terminal up real quick. That's the first thing.
Yep.
So double click on that. Boom. So notice real quick, your username in this case won't be Salty. It's going to be Ubuntu.
That's a lame name.
It's the name of a Linux distribution, and that's what this OS here on the back end is based off of. So, click the double click the title bar, and it will blow it up to full screen. There we go. All right, and then let's see what your next instruction is. So we got the terminal open.
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead and let's see what your next task here is. Well, your next subtask. Let's see.
So we're
going to find the hidden web page.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is the command we're going to use there is GoBuster, and then we're going to tell it to go against.
GoBuster.
Yep, GoBuster.
And then
send it. It's a play on an old tool called dirbuster, which is a directory buster.
Send it.
It gives you the idea right here. So you tack HTTP.
Oh, damn, that's
a
southern.
Hey, Dan.
Hang on, I got music.
I need to work on the alerts for the stream. I got to work on the Discord. I got to find time to do that. I actually got to do some paperwork tonight after the stream. I can't wait for freaking school to be out for the summer.
We don't have to do a super long stream, Benny. We can just fucking...
Well, at least wanted to get you started on this, because Try Hack Me's really cool, and it's a lot of fun. And plus, there's other like learning paths that you can go down. But by the way, GoPro said the answer box kind of hints at the size of the answer, right? So they had like stars in the last one, right? It's because it was expecting offensive security as the answer. All right. So here on GoBuster.
Did I say that?
So see, it says we got to provide a couple of things. We got to tell it what URL we're attacking. So we got to give it tac U, and then also we got to give it a word list, tac W. So
okay,
so let's hit GoBuster again.
Yeah.
And look in the left over here. The instructions tell us like kind of how we're going to run the command. In the beginning, it's very helpful. They tell you like how you're going to do this. So we're going to do GoBuster tac U, tell it http://fakebank.com. Fake bank. Nice. We're gonna hack a bank for your first go.
Attack
And then do
the-
attack W, and then you're gonna have. There's a file that should be here in your home directory called word list. So do a space. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to type WO and hit tab.
Yep, got it.
Nice.
Send it.
Awesome. Well, then actually we got to give it one more thing. We got it. So we're telling it what to attack and what word list to use to do the attack, but we got to tell it what kind of attack to do. So we're going to attack directories. We want it to find hidden directories. So we're going to give it the dir command, and then that's it. Then we can just fire it off. Boom. Awesome. So what it's doing is it's doing a directory check, and it's checking for various status codes when they come back, and then it's doing all this against fake bank. So if we looked at the fake bank site, we kind of blew it off, but there's a lot of web pages you can hit in there, but those aren't the ones we're interested in. We're wondering, did the administrator hide any functionality away from us that you just could guess by going to a different URL? So cool. It looks like there is an images and a bank transfer. Let's see if we get that same output. Scroll down on the instructions. Oh, it says directory name output. Interesting. So probably the question is, what was the other directory? So scroll down. Let's see if it wants. I bet that's what it wants for the question here. And see, this is what I really like about it is it tells us kind of what we're looking at. It tells you, like, if you didn't have me, this would walk you through what the command lines were doing.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah. So perfect. We got the exact same match. We found the images directory and we found the bank transfer directory. Perfect. All right.
Step
And
2.
then next
Hack
step
the
is
bank.
we're gonna hack. So you should have found a hidden transfer page here. You know, let's do something real quick. See if you can hit that. See the center line that separates the instructions and the virtual machine? See if you can drag that over. Can you make the virtual machine bigger? Will it let you? What happens if you click that? Oh, no, we don't want that. Click that little arrow to send that away.
Yeah, probably a good idea.
Yeah. I didn't know if it would let you resize the virtual machine in here.
View in full screen, maybe?
But yeah, that's going to hide the instructions, though, if we do that. So we might have to set this up a little differently. This is good. Our first stream. We're still feeling it out. It's fine.
Oh. Oh, no, I just did the same thing again. Okay. Never mind. Just made the screen bigger.
That's fine. All right, cool. So now, let's see here. So scroll down. So let's see the hack the bank section. So we should have found the secret bank transfer URL. We did. So this page allows an attacker to steal money from any bank account, which is critical for the bank. Okay. So to it, click on, now as opposed to Greyhack where it put all the programs you were running at the bottom, this one puts them up at the top. So you see the Ubuntu up there in the middle where it says fake. Look at the very top bar.
What, up here?
Look up. Yeah. So see those 3 vertical dots? Everything to the right of that is your programs. So click that little Firefox symbol right there.
Oh, right here? Oh, up. Where? Right here?
Yeah, right there. Yep. And the one in the middle, because that one will open a new one. We want to just go ahead and use the one we've already got open.
This one?
Yeah, click on there. Yes, sir.
Oh, gotcha.
All right, cool. And then, so now we're already at fake bank. So now click in the URL bar here and then put in /bank transfer on the end of it.
/bank transfer?
Yep. Bank tac transfer. And let's go see what this page we found with GoBuster is.
Oop. Right?
Hey, there we go. So we got an admin portal. So we can send from an account to an account. Hit that's it. That little gray pop-up bar there at the top, hit the X on it. Let's close that. There we go. All right. Cool. So we can choose what account to send from into. So this says it wants us to transfer $2,000 from bank account 2276. So put that into the send from category.
Bank
Maybe a small
account.
bank. These are tiny numbers. Yeah, 2276.
Yep.
And then we're going to send it to our account, which was 8881.
And we're
And then
stealing
next thing we
money.
do is There you go.
One too many zeros. I get excited.
One too many zeros.
We sending money.
You're about to have those Indian call scams hit you up like, we sent you too much money. You must
No,
now get a
no,
cashier's
no,
check and send
no.
it back.
You didn't send me enough money.
All
Oh man.
right. Did you click send money?
I did. Success.
Oh, there it goes.
Transfer complete. We just jacked this lady's money. Ah!
All right. So now click. Let's see. So it's got a question for us to answer. Above your account balance, you should see a message indicating the answer to this question. Can you find it? Oh, okay. So if your transfer is successful, you should be able to see a new balance reflected on your account page. Go there now and confirm the money. Yeah, so click in there.
What, in the regular account?
Yeah, click in your classic account. Your G Benjamin. Hit the so hit refresh up there.
Did it not work?
I don't know.
Fast food, McDonald's.
Why would our balance be only 767 when we just got $2,000 in? Were you overdrawn?
I might have been.
So above your account balance. Oh, okay, so it says above your account balance, you should see a message indicating the answer to the question. Oh, here it is. Look at the see the little confetti right there? The answer to the try hack me question is
Bank hacked.
there you go.
Should put it in.
It helps if we actually, read.
Yeah, dude. I'm about that
I
life.
thought it wanted the balance. That's funny.
What the fuck, man?
I think you hit tab when you clicked in it, and it.
I don't need to hear your lip.
You don't need to hear it, but you're gonna hear it.
Hey, look at that. We passed it.
Nice.
Complete. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, this was if you were a penetration tester or a security consultant, this exercise you performed for the company would have vulnerability of their web applications. Terminate the machine by clicking the red button at the top of the page. So go ahead and scroll up.
What, up here, right?
No, on the instructions, because we're gonna terminate the machine itself.
Oh.
Because in the back end, what they're doing is they're spinning up a test box for you and a vulnerable system for you. So go ahead and go all the way to the top.
All the way up at the top.
Yep, all the way to the top.
Terminate.
Yes, sir. And these will auto terminate, see, like in 2 hours. And if you're working on it, it's taking a while, you can like add more time to it. Awesome. So then there's one more task down here. Task
on
3,
the
which
bottom?
is like career questions. Yep. Careers in cybersecurity. All right, so we often become hackers or defenders. So security consultants or analysts fighting cybercrime.
Hey, Marky, how you doing, buddy?
So basically, it's just kind of which area do you want to be in. Now, security engineering is a super important role. It's actually, I think, in some ways a lot harder than red teaming.
Is that even a
but
question?
Also
You want to be
Yeah,
red team. You want to be a red team guy, man.
I know, right? Dude, actually, the blue teamers get paid better.
I don't
believe
give
it or
a
not,
shit
on
about
average.
getting paid. You can take as much as you get.
Yeah, but you got to give it back after the test is over, Salty.
No, you don't.
Dude, I did one pen test, and we actually worked on a scenario where I was going to try and compromise this bank system. And we found a certain scenario where if a particular user was out of office, it would escalate to the next person in the chain. So the next person in the chain was only supposed to have been able to, or that person was only supposed to have been able to authorize, I think, like $500,000 in wire transfers. But in this very specific scenario, as we're trying to figure out how we wanted to do this attack, they actually could authorize up to 5 million. So we're like, okay, here's how we're going to do the physical penetration test to try and get access to this system and see if we can lurk there for a while. I did. The dude, get this. I put this implant. I put an Intel NUC under his desk to basically man in the middle his some of his stuff. And I moved his desk because I was worried the cables were going to pull. I didn't set his desk back to the same height. I assumed, very wrongly, he would have had that programmed into like number 1 or something. No, they were all just default. And he noticed that his desk height was different and notified security. I was like, can y'all stop being so damn observant? So, a lot of fun there. All right, so there's a couple of things here, though. What career paths are there? Penetration tester.
You got
Testing
red
technology
teamer.
products, finding exploits. Red teamer is where I'm trying to move into right now. Plays role of an adversary attacking organizations. Really, this is a bit of a just splitting hairs. Pen tester doesn't just work on single applications. They do work on entire networks. Red teamers don't always play an adversary role specifically. They just might do adversary emulation sometimes, or just demonstrate certain techniques to make sure that the company's controls, like their antivirus and their detection mechanisms, work. Security engineer is pretty spot on, though. Designs, monitors, and maintains security controls. So those are kind of the 3 big deviations in the security area.
Security engineer.
Yeah,
Lame.
that's what I did at my last job before I did pen testing.
Come on, lame. It's lame, man. It's no fun.
It's not lame. Scroll down. All right, go ahead and hit the complete button here because there's nothing to answer on that one.
Woo!
Woo! Completed your first room, son. I like how it says, like, your answer was correct, but there was no answer.
They said it didn't even tell me to answer it.
No, it just said no answer needed over there.
So would I go back to dashboard again?
Yeah, go to dashboard. Let's see what it does for us.
That one's done. Now we gotta do defensive.
Intro to defensive security. Okay, yeah, let's see what this does. So defensive security, pretty much the opposite. Your job is to prevent people from getting in and also to detect intrusions. Security engineering sounds more chill than red teaming. Actually, it actually really depends, because as a pen tester, I'm pretty chill, right? I don't really get I get excited whenever some stuff happens, but it's the better kind of excitement. It's not like, hey, this guy came in and or we had like an incident response happen. So it kind of depends. Actually, unfortunately, some of the most stressed out people I know are security engineers in poorly run organizations. The companies are they're just heaping too much stuff onto too few of a staff. And I know that look because I was that look for a long time. Over-caffeinated, underslept, overworked. And so I feel bad whenever I go meet security teams and I see that from them. I was like, you poor guys. I was there. I feel for you. So I try to do the best I can to actually help them out and make it to where it's very beneficial for them. Salty, where you going?
I gotta show you something, man. Hang on. I got my new shirt in today. You ready?
Your new shirt?
Yeah, my new summertime shirt. You ready for this?
Stuck red teaming, yeah. Now, security architect, that actually might be a pretty chill job, but that requires a lot of deep.
Look.
Hold on. What's it say? Once you put my meat in your mouth, you're going to want more.
Shit.
I gotta go buy one of those from you so I can have it as a barbecue shirt.
Dude, I'll send you one. Don't buy one. I'll send it to you. Oh shit.
That's funny.
Dude, that's gonna be my new grilling shirt, dude. Only that I'm gonna get an apron.
There you go, dude. Yes, if you sell it as aprons.
Shit. Oh, man. Maddie, thanks for the biddies, buddy. You think I'd do that?
So yeah, top if you are, especially if you have a offensive security understanding, the security architect is not a bad role to move into. Your job is basically to go into the design of applications or network segments, servers, like how things are going to be kind of laid out, how they're going to scale into the future, right? You're architecting, you're building out the main structure, you're just actually doing the
Thanks for the biddies, brother.
I'm not around much now, but keep on keeping on,
security
brother.
architect was kind of what I did, matched it in my previous job.
Just
it was
keeping on, brother. I appreciate you. Thanks for spending your money on me. Oh,
All right.
dude, I'm sweating to death. I got the windows. It's so fucking hot outside, dude. I'm not ready for this.
Yeah, I know. I'm not ready for this summer. It's already like 70% humidity, and it was like 90 degrees today.
Look, it's like I'm crying all the time. That's how fucking hot it is.
That's exactly it. All the shit that annoys you on a pen test or a red team engagement, that's what you tell them to put in. So, just sometimes it's like stuff like, hey, yeah, make sure you got laps enabled. Make sure you have the protected users group enabled for administrators. You're using some kind of what's it called? Privileged access management using a PAM. You tell them how to do all the things that make you like angry. Just slap Falcon on everything, and you get Falcon, and you get Falcon. Everyone gets Falcon. Oh, too funny. Okay. Let's look at this defensive one here, Salty.
Yep.
Let's see what we got. So blue teamers, opposite to red teamers, they're the ones actually building the defenses in the network. So some of the tasks that are related to defensive security, cybersecurity awareness training, document and managing assets. Actually, so managing assets is a big one. If somebody could come up with a novel approach to doing asset inventories for IT, they'll make bank because it's such a dumpster fire most times. I find shit routinely on pen tests that customers forget they had. I'm about to have to let one of my clients, the client I'm working on right now, know that because they said, yeah, whatever, the entire internal network's in scope. Well, I found 13,000 hosts and they're not that big. I was like, you guys realize you have this out there? So they're about to get a little bit of a shock tomorrow when I send them that report. Yeah, so basically all the care and feeding of the systems, and actually I would argue that, updating and patching systems, that's not actually a security engineer role. That's more of a system administration role. Security engineering would be, hey, prioritizing what patches the sysadmins need to put in, right? Because you might have a patch for some little dinky thing. Oh, we fixed a font in this thing. Who gives a shit? Hey, we fixed a critical remote code execution vulnerability. Yes, we want to fix that immediately. So that would be a little bit different there. So in this room, they're going to cover, go ahead and scroll down some. They're going to be covering security operations centers. So we'll have SOC, threat intelligence, digital forensics and incident response, DIFR, as I like to call it, DFR.
So security operations center, you get threat. Malware.
Top rank coming online. I think I said top rank, top rack. Read too fast sometimes. Okay. So what team focuses on defensive security? Oh. What do you think the answer is, Salty? Remember what GoPro said also, that the stars kind of give you an answer, an idea of like what the shape of the answer is.
Digital forensics and incident response.
Mm-hmm. That's a high. Depending on where you do it, if you're doing it actually as an incident response, that can be a pretty high stress job because you're trying to figure out and forensically recreate what they got access to.
Yeah.
So you're looking at a lot of logs. You're doing a lot of best guess analysis, I like to call it.
So is this
to figure out what they did?
So is this a two-part thing?
The answer here?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so we already did one team who focuses on offensive security. So now what team focuses on defensive security?
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell me, what team?
I don't know.
What team, Salty?
I don't know, team. Security
What's the
operations.
opposite of the red team?
The blue team.
There you go. Don't overthink it. Think dumber.
I'm so dumb. So I gotta type this whole incident response thing out, really?
No, it's blue team, dumbass. You just said it.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. And some of these questions, like, here's what I'll tell you on this. So some of these questions, don't worry about being so hard about, like, if it wants some kind of weird understanding to it. understanding the information is vastly more important.
Bro, I figured there would have been more of a better answer than just a simple one.
Yeah, it's basically a lot of IT falls down into two categories, or at least on the security side: blue team and red team. All right, so this is the Security Operations Center. It's a team of cybersecurity professionals that monitor the network and its system to detect malicious cybersecurity events. So some of the main interests for a SOC are vulnerabilities whenever a system's run. You know, I just realized. Pro struck. Nice, GoPro.
How good my hair looks right now? No, I'm just playing.
Your hair does look good.
No,
Really, it's your beard.
It don't. It's literally just fucking. I'm sweating to death, so I had to take my fucking hat off.
Yeah, so this is the kind of stuff the SOC is looking at. Vulnerabilities. So whenever a system or vulnerability is discovered,
Weaknesses.
it essentially gets fixed by a proper patch. Policy violations, right? So you might have something in place to detect a policy violation, but maybe not prevent it. And there could be various reasons for that, but yeah, making sure people are, visiting naughty sites that might be serving up malware, right? There's actually a pretty common tactic called malvertising, where they'll hide malware in advertising spaces.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Looking at unauthorized activity, like, hey, why was the database administrator online at 2:30 in the morning downloading a shit ton of data whenever they should be asleep? Stuff like that. Or even worse, what if it wasn't the database administrator? What if it was the HR lady? Why is the HR lady downloading a shit ton of data at 2:30 in the morning?
Why is she looking at porn at 3 o'clock in the morning?
There you go. I'll tell you this, though. Actually, I had a buddy get caught on a pen test. And if you've listened to Dark Knight Diaries, you've heard this story. He got caught because he was impersonating an IT person and went and he tried to put a backdoor onto this lady's computer, and she was very sweet, and she let him do it, thinking he was IT. And he comes, and as he's walking, I forget where he was in a different part of the building. He goes walking by, and he notices there's these two guys talking to the lady, and she's looking like kind of flustered, and they don't know what they're talking about. But then she looks over to him and he goes, "It was that guy," and he like literally just ran away. And they caught him and stuff. And the way they caught him, though, was there was an oddity in her system. The HR lady never should have been running PowerShell, and he ran PowerShell to try and get his backdoor implant to work. So it was an oddity that they noticed. It wasn't necessarily a policy violation, but it was something weird in the network. So all sorts of fun stuff. And then also the last thing the SOC's going to look at is network intrusions. Let's see. So they say no matter how good your security is, there's always a chance for an intrusion. So an intrusion can occur when a user clicks a malicious link or when an attacker exploits a public server. Either way, when an intrusion occurs, we want to try to detect it as quickly as possible. So there's a difference between an intrusion and a breach, typically. A network intrusion is whenever somebody just gets access into your network. A breach, and this is the way I define it, a breach is when data actually leaves your network, sensitive data.
Malicious link when the attacker exploits a public server.
That's right. So scroll down a little bit. I want to see their little sock graphic here. They make it look so awesome, and this is like totally not what socks look like at all. Threat intel is something that's pretty cool too. You're basically looking for information from across the internet to get ideas on like, hey, here's how attackers are doing what they're doing. What are their TTPs, right?
Yeah.
And taking a look at that. I got a buddy who does this, and he does a really cool job at it. I'm always impressed, like whenever he tells me shit. I was like, damn, dude, that's nuts. So it could be like, hey, this is here's how this APT group, this Advanced Persistent Threat Group, is doing it. They're serving up their malware this way. This is the type of malware they're doing. Here's the industries they're targeting, stuff like that. So threat intel analysts go through and they put all that stuff together to provide to the defender so they can start crafting defenses against it. So it's a pretty cool field also. Here, example adversaries include nation-state cyber armies working for political reasons against ransomware groups. Yeah, funny. All right. Go ahead and scroll down.
Intelligence.
All right, then we have digital forensics and incident response. We already kind of talked about this one. This is them. A lot of times you're looking at things like you'll make a copy of a disk like the disk on the computer.
Yeah.
You'll make a copy of what's in memory, what's running in RAM, so that way you can analyze that. And so it's all these different pieces of information where you're trying to basically collect evidence like a cop would, right? You want to copy it, and then you don't want to actually work on that evidence. You make another copy to be your working copy. So you can keep a pristine copy of it that hasn't been modified at all. Because if they do modify that data that they collected as evidence, then that evidence just becomes destroyed and your case can be like completely wiped out. Your legal case.
That's attractive.
Yeah. So, yeah, so it's pretty cool though. So that's what digital forensics does. Incident response, though, the next steps here. So actually, let me tell you this. So digital forensics, they're going to look at stuff like what happened on the file system, like how were files and folders changed on the computer,
System
what happened in memory,
network logs, system
system
memory,
logs and network logs and stuff. So, yeah, it can get pretty deep in there. It's basically like being an accountant, but with no money.
Oh, that's lame.
Incident response is, though, this is the process of preparing for, basically, let's call it like a counterattack once you know that they're in the network. It's how do you shut them out? How do you get them out of there? How do you respond to what they did? How do you analyze, did a breach occur versus an intrusion? So gathering some of this evidence. So there's usually DF, digital forensics, and incident response, IR. They typically go together. They just call it DFIR. They actually are two separate things, but they can work together. So one things that the incident response team is going to be looking at is, hey, preparing for it, right? Thinking about things. Having the red teamers and the pen testers come in and do attacks so that way you can test your defenses. Are they actually registering this stuff? And then doing detection analysis. How do we figure out, hey, what kind of rules can we put in place on our monitoring system to show us what really happened versus what we think happened? Or prevent it from telling us something happened when it didn't. So we want to try to reduce all the falses, right? The false positives and the false negatives. The poor incident responders there, or the SOC analysts, are having to deal with a lot more false positives than anything else. So it's saying, hey, here was some suspicious or malicious activity. I was like, no, it wasn't. It's just the file name happened to unfortunately match something that this malware group was using. You know, it could be something as simple as that. And then also, IR is going to be responsible for containment, eradication, and recovery. So getting the systems back to a good state after they boot the guys out. Figure out how they got in so you can plug the hole. And then post-incident activities is basically, again, reporting on it, doing lessons learned, after-action reports, stuff like that. So, all right, go ahead and scroll down.
Preparation, detection analysis, containment, recovery, post-accident activity.
Mm-hmm. So that flow is very similar also to like what red teamers and penetration testers do, right?
Yeah.
They enumerate, they get access, they do reconnaissance, reconnaissance and enumeration, development of exploits, firing exploits, and then once you have a new foothold, you do the same process over again. Just there's always something more to be doing, so it basically just makes loops in there. Malware analyst is a really cool one, but if you're not real big on coding, and especially understanding code that's been compiled down to the actual like machine code, malware analysis gets very hard very fast. It's a very lucrative field though, so if you enjoy it, you might as well go make bank on it. But yeah, this is stuff like, hey, looking at how was the malicious code built? Can we get pieces of information out of it? Like, can we find out where the command and control servers are? Can we figure out what they were trying to do with this malware? Did it have any like hard-coded attacks that were being performed? Stuff like that. So you got typical viruses, Trojan horse programs, ransomware, stuff like that. So a malware analyst is looking at all those things. So, all right, scroll down a little bit. Let's see here.
Fucking Deb's in there yelling.
I can actually make this a little.
What the fuck is she playing?
Oh god, you went all robot on me.
What?
There you go. Try to make this a little bit bigger for y'all to read on stream here. Oh god, I did the wrong thing. One sec, y'all. I just realized this might be a little hard to read, so I'm trying to just adjust it a little bit here. Okay. Hopefully that's a little bit more legible for everybody, because I know the text is a little small. All right, so let's see here. Malware analysts aim to learn such malicious programs, but basically using various means. Static analysis, which is inspecting the program without running it, and then dynamic analysis. You run the malware in a sandbox, basically a purposefully built machine designed to collect lots of log data about what's happening on the system, and you run the malware. So then you actually have to start dealing with the new thing there, though. Once sandbox analysis or dynamic analysis became a thing, malware authors started doing checks against the systems to say, hey, am I in a sandbox or not? And there's various system assets that they can look at to kind of determine that. And then if the code's in a sandbox, it just stops executing. So then you've got to work through that. So it's a very big cat and mouse game back and forth.
Sorry, I'm just looking.
No, you're good, man. All right, so what are the questions it wants us to answer down here? What
What's
would you call a team of cybersecurity professionals that monitors networks, network and systems for malicious events? Let's see. So let me see how many stars we got here. I can't tell. The bit rate went all wonky on me. Yeah, okay, I know what that one is. So what's the team that's typically doing like the front level monitoring of everything in the network?
Isn't it, let's see. I was just looking at it. Oh, no!
Oh no, you closed it. Now you got to start all over.
No, I don't.
There we go. I'll give you a hint. It's somewhere on this page.
Yeah, no shit. Security Operations Center, man.
The shitty operations center. Yeah, I'm sure some of them call it that. But yeah, no, that's correct though. The security ops center, they're the ones doing the frontline testing or the frontline monitoring, right? They're the ones looking at all the tripwires and the events coming in. So,
Copy and paste.
yeah. You just gonna copy and paste. You're so lazy. I'm not typing.
Damn. Oh, I know.
No, hit this submit. Make sure you got it right.
I got it right, man. Come on.
Did you get it right?
Yeah, of course I did. This is correct.
All right. Let's see. So then, what does DFIR stand for?
I
That
knew.
one's easy.
No, it's not. Nothing's easy.
It'll get easier as you move along. It's right there on the screen, Salty.
I know. I just copy and pasting, brother.
All right, I'm fine because the screen share that we're doing is a bit laggy.
I'm just trying to drag this out. That's all. What? That's fucking. That's
What kind of
That's
malware
ransom. That's ransomware.
Ransomware, yeah.
Come on, man.
Dude, one of my things I really want to go do, but there was some limitations on it. Was I was trying to make a what we called a ransomware blast radius tester, and there's a guy that actually made one as a PowerShell script. But I wanted something that could run across the network because most likely what's going to happen is malware is going to try and hit network shares, like stuff that's available over the network, and try to encrypt that data to hold it hostage. But typically they're doing that over a protocol called SMB, and SMB doesn't have, without trying to like open a file, cannot tell if you actually have read or write permissions to it. All right, so what would it be a typical task that would be going through during security analyst? Click view site, follow along until you get the flag. If this is your first time obtaining flags, a flag could be seen as a string of text you enter. Yeah, so you see right there at the end it says flag, curly
Words
bracket,
and more.
stuff, and then curly bracket. Yeah, so that's the entire flag. You get everything from flag to the last curly bracket. So I guess hit view site, see what that does.
It's gonna give me malware.
There you go. Cool, then we get to practice DFIR.
Operations, secure, suspicious, and Security attack.
Security attacks. Interesting. If only it was this simple. Like if only
UK. Fucking UK.
I think Try Hack Me's based in the UK, if I remember right.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah. Oh god, it's so hot in my freaking house. Sitting here sweating just standing here. And it's not just because I'm hot. Alright, click that done button in there. Let's get rid of that pop-up.
Done. Consider it done.
Alright, scroll down to the instructions. Let's see what kind of questions they had for us over here.
On the other side?
Yeah. Yeah, so you're always going to have like your working side and your instruction side. So let's come down and see what is happening here. So it says you're part of a security operations center responsible for protecting a bank. The bank SOC uses a security incident and event monitoring system, a SIM. SIEM. So a SIM system gathers all sorts of logs together and it kind of tries to correlate them in an intelligent way. And so if it sees certain patterns of logs, it'll say, hey, by the way, we're seeing something suspicious here.
It does
or something we know for a fact is malicious.
It does it in real time.
Mm-hmm. Near real time. Sometimes they're kind of slow because sometimes they have to deal with a shit ton of data. You got to think, you might have like every server and every little like network appliance that you've got in your environment sending stuff to that SIM. It generates a huge amount of data. So SIM data management is actually a problem completely unto itself sometimes. So next, in this exercise, we'll interact with the SIM to monitor the different events in our network and systems in real time. Some of the events are typical and harmless. Others might require further investigation. So find the event flag in red, take note of it, and click further for investigations. So this says, we want to learn more about suspicious activity or event. Suspicious event might have been triggered by an event such as a local user, local computer, or remote IP address. So to send and receive postal mail, you need a physical address. Similarly, you need an IP address to send it. Yeah, we know about IP addresses. So click on, what's this unauthorized connection attempt from 143.110.250? That second log there. Let's take a look at that.
I clicked it. What IP address am I putting in?
Whatever that one that was in the thing, but I don't know what it was.
What the fuck, man?
It was 143 something.
Can I go back? Yeah, we can. Right here.
I think you click those dots up there. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, son of a bitch!
You might just have to open Notepad and like type it in.
No.
I refuse.
No.
Let's see if you got it now.
No. That's not gonna let me. That's so.
Oh, you know what? Let's try something actually real quick. Look at in this pie chart up here.
Yeah.
What is the hover over the orange section of the pie chart? So we have suspicious, and then what's blue?
Information.
Information. See if you can click the orange section. Will it filter the logs for you?
No.
Oh, okay. Sometimes in a lot of sims, like I know this is a simulated one, but you can click on certain pieces of data and it will auto filter it. So, so go ahead and click on.
Well, it gives you a thing down on the bottom, which is weird, but it still won't. Huh. Hey, you want me to write this shit down?
I got it written down for you, just in case. But yeah, if you want to get a piece of paper and write it down to practice, then yeah, go ahead.
I would love to if I had a pen.
I'll tell you what, I need to run an ad break real quick, so we can let that run. I gotta go to the bathroom too.
I got one.
So we'll do that. We'll go take a quick break, and then we'll hit it again. Sound good?
Yeah. I'm just
okay, man.
writing this
Back in
down.
just a couple minutes.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and leave the stream up in case you're gonna do something. Maybe the stream can ask you about my wiener.
They don't want to ask about my wiener right now, brother.
What's funny funny is I'm muted, so they heard you. That's funny. All right, I'll be right back.
Yeah, you mute yourself and make me look like the bad guy. Alright guys, I'll be right back. Bathroom break. Bathroom break. Bathroom break.
All right, y'all, I'm back. Hey, just in time, yeah. Nice. All right. Hope everyone's having a really great Tuesday. That might be an odd thing to say, but you know, I hope every day's great. And I hope, you know, it would have been a great day if Panda hadn't eaten my chickens. Damn, mad at that dog. Is she gonna go back to square one on her training now? Check something. Oh, hey, that's pretty cool. Well, we wait for Salty to get back. Everyone, check this out. So over here on Lay X, it just sounds great to call it X. Start calling it Lay X. This guy, Mikhail, he's giving away 1 seat to each of our June pen testing courses. So I will drop a link to this if y'all want to take a copy or take advantage of it. Hey, Leg. So you're seeing on Greyhack, but I actually moving forward to creating. I know, man. I actually really like Greyhack and would like to go play it in multiplayer mode. And it is a fun ass game too. But honestly, Salty had kind of reached the point where, at least in single player, we couldn't really advance too much more. It really was just becoming playing for the game versus playing for
Hey!
Hey, buddy.
Sorry.
No, you're good. Let me switch my camera back. There we go. There's your beautiful bean footage face.
Nah, dude. Man, you set a bean right on my No, I'm just playing. That's not.
Tried out the MTX script you didn't care for. It's going to make your own. Hell yeah, dude. Make your own. Kill it. Enjoy. All right. Cool. So did you get the IP address? Yep, that's right. Hit the submit button. Let's see what happens.
Malicious.
Malicious.
Malicious. It's from
So
Japan.
there's instructions up there at the top. So it
From
says-
China.
From China.
Hey, man, I buy shit from
So it
that.
says there's many open source databases out there like Abuse IPDB, Cisco Talos, where you can perform a reputation and location check on IP address. Most security analysts use these tools to aid them in alert investigations. And so the reason those tools are kind of good for getting at least a basic idea of reputation, because they gather data from a ton of sources all over the internet. So they have a very wide reach of like where they can gather information. Let's see, we shouldn't worry too much if it was a failed authentication attempt, but you probably noticed the successful authentication attempt from the malicious IP. So let's declare a small incident event and escalate it. There's some great stuff working at the company, but you won't want to escalate this to the wrong person who is not in charge of your team or department. So who do you escalate this to? We have a sales executive, a security consultant, information security architect, and the SOC team lead. So who do you think we should escalate this to? Salty.
I'm looking. I'm reading.
I don't think it gave this information over there.
I don't think
I
so.
think everything you need to answer is right here on the right side. Just use a little bit of deductive reasoning. Does it make sense to escalate this incident to a sales executive?
Probably the consultant, I would think.
A
Right?
security consultant? Not necessarily, because security consultants usually come in to work on a specific task. But look on the right there. We have a SOC team lead. So if you're working on a SOC team, then it probably makes sense to escalate that to the team lead.
We'll see. Looks like you're right. You got permission to block it.
Nice. So you got permission to block the malicious IP address, and now you can proceed and implement the block rule. So block the malicious IP address on the firewall, find out what message they left you. So go ahead and we'll put that IP address down here in the block IP address box there.
What, the one I wrote down?
Yeah. Now, typically, you wouldn't have to go write this down. This would usually exist inside of like a simple system to gather artifacts for information. Yeah. All right, cool. So there's your flag right there. THM threat block. I would copy and paste it.
You just yelled at me earlier for doing that.
Because it was words. It wasn't like, well, I guess this is words too. Do as I say, not as I say.
Yeah, fuck off.
It's like when we're playing Gray Zone and you're like, he's like, okay, wait, right. It's like, don't engage them. And then you just start sniping them. What happened to not engaging them?
Dude, well, I mean, you gotta do it safely and securely.
Oh, I just noticed this. So if you just want to, don't click the X, don't click the X. Right down there at the bottom of it, I has a little shortcut to take you to the next thing. So, careers in cyber. Awesome. Dude, when I was a kid, cyber meant something very different. It was a very different verb.
I like cyber.
Oh God, and thinking about it, and then those crossing swords, yeah.
Oh, shit.
I must elevate my mind out of the gutter. All right.
Dude.
Let's do this again. So why you get into cybersecurity? High pay. Cybersecurity jobs do usually have pretty good salaries.
So we can cross swords, brother.
Oh Lord. This truly is an
Come on.
offensive stream.
Come on, look at this shit, man. They legit crossing swords.
I know. I don't know what else to say about
What happened to not crossing streams, man?
I know, right?
I
Let's
don't know.
see. So yeah, these are like 3 positions like why to look at cybersecurity jobs. And actually, this is part of the reason why cybersecurity jobs are so in demand is because there's a lot of people that try to get into it. Hey, Laura, what's up, man? Or madam, I can't tell from your name, but what's up? Welcome to the stream.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show. All right, so let's start exploring different cybersecurity roles. Go ahead and hit complete. The good thing is actually, cybersecurity usually is very in demand. I can only think of one time that the cybersecurity field has kind of shrank, and that was in the last. It was like basically in this last year. Okay, so what are the responsibilities for doing a cybersecurity role? So
stakeholders and analysts.
Go ahead and scroll down a little bit.
Security through the company.
Yeah. So some of the responsibilities: working with various stakeholders, compile ongoing reports on the safety of the network, documenting known security issues until like a patch becomes available, right? And developing security plans, incorporating research. This is not usually stuff that you do in like in a SOC. This would be more like a security analyst type role. Well,
Yeah.
there would be different analysts for that. Let's say that. And so there's a couple different learning paths they've also got here, which we're probably going to skip because we want to do the offensive stuff. Keep it red team life.
Red team life.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so no answer needed there. That's easy.
None of them do.
None of them do? Okay. Oh, cool. So this is just strictly learning. So incident responder. Let's take a look at that.
Yeah, I will. I just clicking it. Testing the screen security measures across the software. Monitor networks and report update systems and migrate vulnerabilities. Identify and implement systems needed for optimal security.
Yeah, boy. So which ones is this? Was incident
Penetration
response or security?
tester, offense pen tester, SOC level 1.
Now, there's actually other areas of kind of red team security that aren't directly related to like offensive work. So like you could be doing vulnerability research, like testing software to find flaws in the software.
That's security engineer.
Yeah.
Incident responder. Developing
So incident responders.
Actionable incident response plan.
Maintaining strong security best practices.
Yeah, sorry, I was just reading to myself. I apologize.
You're good.
You can.
No, read it out. Read it out for the viewers at home.
No, you do it. You got a sexier voice, and you got a way better beard.
No, whatever. Your beard is majestic. But no, yeah, this is essentially, this is what I do most of the time on the stream is I just read off the screen.
You might as well. I mean, you got more people over there. I just got one watching, man.
Yeah, so you got post-incident reporting, preparation for future attacks, things like that. So incident responders are looking at, hey, what happened and how could we learn from those lessons and stop it from happening in the future? That's what they're doing.
Digital forensics examiner.
Yeah. So these are unfortunately the poor souls that like whenever cheese pizza shows up on somebody's computer, these are the poor guys that got to go look at it usually.
What the fuck? Poor bastards.
Cheese pizza, CP.
Collect digital evidence while observing legal procedures. That's lame.
Mm-hmm. Well, you got to think they're going to be building the
case.
They're going to be gathering all the evidence for the case, right?
Yeah.
So it's just like a lab analyst that's going to come, or a crime scene analyst who's going to be coming out and like collecting, blood or whatever else at a crime scene for use. They've got to have it collected according to procedures. Same thing on the forensics, digital forensic side. There's stuff that has to be collected and maintained, and a chain of custody has to be kept on it.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Digital evidence, finances related to the case. Document your findings and report on the case.
There you go.
Malware analyst.
Works on suspicious programs.
Yeah.
Now I'll tell you this: actually, a lot of malware.
Reverse engineering.
Yeah, so a lot of times you're doing reverse engineering, but you're doing it on a dynamic basis, which means you're actually letting the malware run and you're analyzing it. A static analysis still has its merits to it, but it's probably only about 10% of the work now, maybe as high as 20%. The other 80% is actually like detonating the malware in a sandbox and seeing what it's doing. And of course, document and report all the things. So the whole thing I want you to take away from this, though, is that there's lots of different niches and sub areas
There's
to
all
get
kinds
into.
of different shit you got to do. Everybody's got a job.
Everyone's got a job. It's like, oh, you're bored? Look for work.
You can do it 9 different ways.
Yeah, actually, you can.
That's what I'm saying.
And usually what happens is somebody who's really good in their field gets bored and makes a new tool to do it, and then you've got 10 different ways.
Yeah.
Let's see. So conduct testing on computer
It's a
systems.
pen tester.
Yeah. Penetration testing is really fun. I actually don't tell people I'm a penetration tester. I just tell them I'm an IT consultant. And that usually gets them to stop asking questions, because then if I have to go explain it to them, it becomes a big, long thing. And they invariably ask me, hey, don't hack my email. I'm like, listen here, you haven't paid me. I get paid up front for the attempt.
I like it. Can you do my email for free?
Hell no.
Come on, man.
Gmail's hard to break into, actually. Let's see. So yeah, so performing security audits and assessments. Now, actually, even among penetration testing, there's lots of different subcategories to that. You could be specialized in like web penetration testing, network, cloud
and
systems.
analyst policy. What the fuck?
That usually that doesn't fall under penetration testing. There's a different. That's really more on the blue team side, where they're looking at like governance and risk and compliance is what it's called, GRC. You might look at that a little bit if you're trying to find particular flaws for a client, but it's at most 2% of the job. And then last thing though, the big thing though, actually what I tell everybody who wants to get into offensive security is that last thing there. Evaluate and report on insights, recommendations, and acts to prevent. So I always tell the guys on my team, hey, we hack their stuff for free, but we charge them for the report. So that junior penetration tester one is probably the one we're going to go down. What was this? Red teamer.
Red teamer.
Oh, that picture is so cool.
Yes, it is.
This thing right here, actually, this was based on a real guy that was at the DEF CON security conference.
Mm-hmm.
And what he did is Wi-Fi is broken up into... so you have most Wi-Fi runs on either 2.4 gigahertz or 5 gigahertz. And then in that range of frequencies, there's channels to it. Individual chunks of the frequency that are assigned to it. So if you have all these different machines can be talking on all these different channels, and your radio can only pick up one at a time. So what he did is he made a giant thing that he called the Wi-Fi cactus. It had all these freaking antennas on it, and it could monitor every single channel because he just had so many radios. He could listen to everything there, and he just walked around DEF CON with it.
That's fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure he called it the Wi-Fi cactus. It was freaking great.
That's awesome.
And this is also great down here because you see he's like dropping like USB keys for like people to pick up in the parking lot and shit.
Oh man.
Oh, too good. All right, so let's look at the responsibilities for a red teamer here.
Evaluate the role.
So emulate the role. Yeah, no, go ahead and read it, man.
No, you.
You.
Sorry, I just read out loud. I apologize.
No, go ahead, Ben.
Exploit vulnerabilities, maintain access and void detection. Access is organization security controls, threat intelligence, and incident response procedures. Evaluate and report on insights with actionable data and companies to avoid real-world instances.
That's right. So a lot of times red teamers are doing what's called an adversary emulation. So the threat intel people tell us, hey, this is how these threat actors are working. And then a red teamer will come in sometimes it's not structured like this, but they'll do an adversary emulation where they'll say, okay, we're going to use all the same TTPs that they do, and we're going to see how you fare against it, basically. Complete the career quiz and show your chosen job. All right, so hit view site there. What is your dream cyber job? Oh yeah, you get to read
Try
all
and
this
build
shit.
a
This is gonna be
raft
hilarious.
home.
Yeah.
Scope
So
the
if you're
landscape
stranded on an
for
island, the first
potential
thing I would
threat.
do is
Gather food and plan the next steps. Find a way to send an SOS or build a secure shelter and prevent potential attacks. Well,
I know what you do, Mr. Jarhead.
I want to attack shit.
Yeah. I don't know if there is a
Who the
attack
fuck tries to build a raft and go home? Like realistically.
Maybe it's an island in like one of the Great Lakes and not like the middle of the Atlantic.
Oh god, yeah, like Michigan. Oh man. Ooh.
So go ahead and pick one. Whichever one you think you would probably do. Which I'm guessing you would probably scope the landscape for potential threats.
What'd you see me hovering over it?
Yes, I can see your mouse.
Oh man. Tinker with new technology and understand how it works. That's actually not a bad idea.
Yeah. In my spare time, I like to do what?
Keep busy and learn something new. Neighborhood. Upkeep and maintain homes. No. We're tinkering with
Find
shit.
geocaches in my neighborhood. You look like a geocacher.
I don't know. This one's tricky, man. Watch crime-solving TV shows? Are you fucking kidding me? Fuck it, we're gonna go with that one. If I could buy a fictional celebrity dinner, who would it be? Tony Stark. I fucking hate Tony Stark, dude.
I'm guessing your team cap.
Dude, I'm either Batman or I'm getting Yoda, dude. Like, straight up. Yeah, why would they put a Star Wars thing in here for me, dude? Because I'm going to pick Star Wars every time.
There you go. I don't know. Batman's pretty
Dude,
badass.
Batman's badass, too, man. Oh, man.
He's the ultimate detective.
Dude, I don't... Oh, man. Bro. I can't do it.
Or Walter White from Breaking Bad. Although, I wouldn't pick
He's-
Walter White just because
Why?
that whole show should have been over in the first season.
Dude,
I'm just going to be
so-
straight honest. After season 1, it was all hubris.
All right,
That's
chat.
the thing I didn't like it and enjoy watching it.
Someone, I can't pick between Star Wars and Batman. Someone please do it. I don't need this responsibility in my life.
Chat, what do y'all think? Yoda or Batman? What's funny is they said Bruce Wayne. Okay, Bruce Wayne from Batman. Okay, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny. It's like, but then Yoda from Star Wars. I'm like, do you really have to specify where Yoda's from?
You're right. That's what I'm saying. Did they give you Did they give you an answer, man? Someone please pick.
No, nobody's answered. They're like, let him suffer.
I don't want to suffer,
Personally, if I had to pick one,
dude. I'm a geek, dude. But I also like superheroes too. So it's like,
all right, I would say if I was gonna pick one, I'd say I'd probably have to say Yoda.
yeah,
Because
that's where I'm
as
stuck
badass as
at,
Batman
man.
is,
Dude, Yoda's so
there's a
much.
high likelihood. Dude, there's a very high likelihood if I went to go have dinner with Bruce Wayne, something would happen and he'd mysteriously like just ninja out of there and be gone, and I'd only get a half dinner conversation with him.
Right, dude, Yoda. Oh man.
All right, your favorite game is
That's easy.
what'd you pick? Chess?
Battleship.
Battleship? Nice. I'm best described as what? Curious, strategical, calm under pressure, mischievous, or practical? I'd say mischievous.
Yeah,
100%.
Okay. Oh shit! What the fuck?
My favorite movie is
dude, you
Back
can't.
to the Future,
You can't.
Matrix, Terminator, Indiana Jones, or Jurassic
Dude,
Park.
that's like an all-star lineup, dude. How do you choose from that? It's
They
like,
can all be good, but one of them's obviously superior.
dude.
I'll
I
give you
mean,
a hint, it's not
like,
the Matrix.
dude, it's Back to the Future, bro.
I don't even know what they're trying to get from this question.
I don't
Like,
know, dude. But Terminator, like the original Terminator, is amazing.
It was pretty good.
And then you can't do Jurassic Park is like its own movie, dude. Like that shouldn't even be in there.
Jurassic Park had Samuel Jackson in it. You know, he's
Yeah.
like, damn, tired of this hack crap. Please.
What was up? What was that other one? Fucking snakes on a plane. Motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane.
He put out a tweet about that, and it was the pilot of like some private jet he was flying on made a comment about that. He's like, "Yeah, I hadn't heard that one before."
All right, dude. I'm. Oh no.
That's all right.
Oh shit.
Wait, did it?
Yeah, it booted me. Hang on.
It booted you. I know. So redoing the questions. So we got battleship. You know, calm under pressure would also work, but you are really more mischievous. You're like, I'm gonna do this.
Back to the Future. Penetration tester.
Penetration tester. I'm shocked. I'm shocked. I never would have guessed that.
So what is this? It just tells. Do I have to choose which one now, or?
No, that's it. It's just saying, hey, this is the role you might want to go down.
Oh, gotcha, dude. Back to the Future. I had to do it, man. But it's a close one between Terminator and. They would have put Lord of the Rings in there or Star Wars or something, and there would have been.
Mm-hmm. So actually, let me go log into TryHack Me real quick, because I need to check something.
You've unlocked the streak freeze.
Yeah, so like they'll do like on Duolingo, they'll do streaks. Like, hey, here's what you can do.
Oh man.
Let's see. How do we do this? Let me see.
Yeah, boy.
Okay. I actually need to get in touch with somebody over at TryHack Me and make sure. Pretty sure everything that we're doing is kosher, because I don't think these are any like the restricted rooms.
Yeah.
I do need to double check on that, but yeah. So
We can end it here if you want.
No, that's fine. This should work because I'm able to go through this on my account, and I don't have a subscription on my account yet. So I think it's fine. Because basically all the rooms that are not like behind the paywall, let's say, those are the ones that you can stream. So I was gonna be shocked if this wasn't one of those rooms, but I was like, okay, let me just go double check. So, all right. So now it's like, what is penetration testing? This is when you take a pen and you see how far it penetrates.
That's right.
So this is basically just giving a quick overview. Like, hey, this is what you do. Your job is basically to go test systems out and see if there's like commonly known or obscure ways that you can find to break into systems.
There's this one attack every 39 seconds.
Mm-hmm. That's probably an underestimation. But
2,200 attacks a day.
pen testing ethics. So basically, the main thing they're saying here is, hey, everything that you're doing is authorized because the client is allowing you to do that. If they revoke authorization, then it becomes illegal. That's what they're saying.
Well, you got a white hat, a gray hat, and a black hat.
Those don't even mean anything. Basically, what you have is people doing it legally and people doing it illegally. And then you have some people that are maybe doing it kind of illegally, but they're not doing malicious stuff. That's what this is.
So a gray hat.
So an example of a gray hat might be someone taking down a scam site. So actually, so I'd say there's a couple of examples of this. Even the FBI's done this before. There was a really bad exploit in a very popular router on the internet. And some guys had created an exploit for it and basically were infecting just tons and tons of systems. So the FBI went and made their own exploit for it that would go exploit the routers and patch the bug.
Dude, hackers got rules of engagement.
You do. So like it might say, hey, you only allowed to test between the hours of like 9 to 5, like normal business hours. They don't want you setting off incident response in the middle of the night for their people having false alarms. It could be something like, hey, these systems are out of scope. because we know they're damn vulnerable and we're going to decommission them anyway. So we want to test the new environment. So they might restrict the area that you can test in the environment. Or it could be, you know, sometimes there's different rules of engagements also for like physical penetration tests or Wi-Fi. So yeah, you always want to be very clear on that because the rules of engagement are what keep you legal. The rules of engagement and the scope are what make it legal, essentially. And actually, yeah, they kind of touch on this down here too. So they say the permission, this section of document gives explicit permission for the engagement to be carried out.
Yeah.
The test scope, what you're allowed to test and when you're allowed to test it and for how long. So it might be, hey, you're allowed to test this system between the hours of noon and 8 p.m. whenever this particular office is online so they can monitor you. And you're able to do that for 2 weeks. That's what it will tell you. And so like in the rules section, my team, we specify that we don't do any denial of service testing. At least not on purpose, right? Sometimes weird things happen and it can cause a denial of service situation. We don't do it by default. And I've had clients request it for us and I just price them out. I don't want to do it. It's not fruitful work. It's not going to really provide them a lot of insight. And so I charge an extreme premium for denial of service testing. At least I did when I was doing this. When I was doing the statements of work, I don't do them anymore. Thank you, God. Let's see. So you were given permission to perform a security audit on an organization. What type of hacker would you be?
A white hat.
That's right.
Oops.
Okay. So you are an organization, you attack an organization, steal their data. What kind of hacker would you be? Black hat? Yes. What document defines how a penetration testing engagement should be carried out?
Man in the middle? What the fuck that shit?
Yeah, we'll go over how to do some of those too. And basically what you do is you insert yourself into the network flow and then you tinker with data as it's going through, or you sniff it and you make a copy of it so you get access to, like, maybe to someone's password. But scroll up a bit. Give you a hint. Somewhere on the screen.
Yeah, no shit.
I don't know. You kept scrolling, but
Oh, I'm trying to. What is it? What was the?
So remember what GoPro said. If you scroll down and you look at the stars, you can get an idea of what the shape of the answer should be.
It's rules of engagement.
Yeah, there we go. Ta-da! Awesome. Very good. Yeah, so the rules of engagement are like, hey, here's how the engagement's going to go. It's going to move forward. And actually, even those aren't necessarily set in stone. There's been times where, like, the client has said, hey, certain things are out of scope for X reason, but we find a way to get to them in a different way they didn't expect, so then it might become in scope. So it's very fluid, and it's all about, hey, talking to your client and understanding what their goals are so that you can help them meet them.
Oh, what the? Here we go. Oh, man.
Pen testing methodologies. But here's this was the loop I was telling you about right here. Where you look at the stages: info gathering, enumeration and scanning, exploitation, privilege escalation, post-exploitation.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, sometimes the privilege escalation and post-exploitation aren't important. Sometimes you don't need to do those on a system. You just need to do the exploitation so that you can go do information gathering again, find other systems that you can use to get you to your objective.
Nice.
But this is the basic flow of how a penetration test kind of evolves. You're doing recon, you're looking at your target, getting the landscape. You figure out what's out there. You find out where it's probably vulnerable, and then you attack it. And once you have breached it or compromised it, then you say, how can I gain an advantageous position in it? Actually, I've not seen this before. The open source security testing methodology manual. Awesome. Very cool.
That is very cool.
Yeah, so advantages covers various testing strengths and depth, includes testing strategies for specific targets. The framework's flexible depending on the organization's
Telecommunications,
needs. Yeah,
wired networks, wireless communications.
that's right.
Huh.
So that one deals like I think a little bit more broadly. OWASP is dealing with web applications. It's the Open Web App Security Project. I forget what the P stands for.
Yeah.
Yeah, project. And so that's dealing with just web applications, like what you can interact with on a browser, more or less. Even then it kind of goes beyond that, because sometimes you can make those web browser calls from your command line using tools like curl, and you will learn curl. You will love the curl.
The curl?
The curl.
Oh, man.
NIST cybersecurity framework. NIST is okay.
And
Now, this one I haven't seen
CSC.
before. The National Cybersecurity Center. Cyber Assessment Framework. This looks like it might be a little bit more based on a little bit
Just
more audit than,
government shit.
yeah, which makes sense about it. I'm so glad I don't have to have a security clearance to do government. Okay, so what stage of a penetration test involves publicly available information? So let's go back up to the stages and figure out which one kind of works with that.
What was it, gathering? Is that what it said?
Yeah. So this stage involves collecting as much data as possible about a target organization, possibly from using open source intelligent research. Doesn't necessarily involve scanning any systems. So we would call that more like passive enumeration.
Yeah.
And then actually scanning the targets would be active enumeration.
What was the question? Available information?
Yeah.
Was that the right one? I don't think.
Yeah, that was the right one.
Scanning any systems.
Yep. Yeah, you had it.
I was just double checking, man. I like to be wrong.
If you wanted to use a framework for pen testing telecommunications, what framework would you use? Oh, that one actually stuck out pretty good.
Yeah, that was this one.
Yeah. I hope they just want the acronym.
Yeah.
Oh, good. That's a lot to type out.
Yeah, it is.
What framework focuses on testing web apps? Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, Woody.
Good old OWASP.
Heyo.
Boom. Okay. Cool. So there's only I think we might leave the practical penetration test for for the next stream, because I'm not quite sure how long it's going to take.
So what, dude?
But let's look at this next task here.
Okay,
The
yeah, that's fine.
difference between a black box, white box, and gray box. And
Sounds
essentially, they break down to how much information you're given about the system ahead of time.
good. Yeah.
So scroll up a little bit more.
Yeah, I'm working on it. Oh, man. Whew. Fuck, sorry.
No, you need to calm down with that, sir.
Oh, dude, I wish I could, man. I need a nap.
So essentially, it starts with a black box means you know very little to nothing about the application. You might just know where it lives. Gray boxes, they tell you, hey, here's the rough layout of the application. Here's how to do the web calls and the API calls. White boxes, they give you everything up to and including the source code for the application. Like, here's the raw code that was used to make the application work. Those are my favorite to do. Sadly, most companies try to start with the black box pen test, and that is our black box assessment, and that's actually the worst thing you can do for a lot of assessments. Black box should really only occur in the guise of a red team engagement. At very minimum, it should be some kind of gray box testing. And if you don't trust the vendor enough to keep your source code secure, you probably shouldn't be using them anyway. So you should be doing really a white box, where you have access to all the information about the application. You're asked to test an application, but are not given access to its source code. What testing process is this?
Black hat,
Uh,
right? Not given access to its source code.
well, actually, it could be a gray box or a black box, but if you look at the shape of the answer, it's probably wanting black box there, just to be honest.
Yeah. It's a black box.
Black box.
Yeah, okay, so that.
All right, so the next one. You are asked to test a website. You're given access to the source code. What kind of test is this? Yeah, white box. Which is where most companies really should start, especially for brand new applications.
Okay.
Deb's back.
Deb! What were you playing? You in there screaming, for fuck's sakes. You alright? Alright, we'll save this one for another time.
Hey, Gato, thanks for coming online, man. Actually, let's see. Let me look at this real quick here before we deuce out. So, Acme has approached you for an assignment. They want you to carry out the stages of a penetration test on their infrastructure. View the site by clicking the green button on task and follow the guided instructions to complete this exercise. I do it. Hit view site. Let's see how much is in here. We might be able to just knock it out real fast. Or we could leave it to next time if you want to, because I know you're tired. You worked a long ass day.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's leave this for next time because we're gonna know right where to pick up, and we'll start hopefully doing some more penetration testing next time.
Oh, content warning. Nice. Nice, Deb. I forgot today was Tuesday. Alright, so...
Two screw content warning. What is content warning? I saw that game, but
that's the one I was playing when you're in the spacesuit and you have a fucking blast. You don't remember?
I don't think I played.
Oh, dude, I gotta get it for you so you can play it with me.
All right, we'll see. I don't know where we do it. Hey, Deb. Good to see you always. All right. Well, cool, man. So getting a little bit more, real worldy now.
Yeah.
It's only going to get like more interesting and more fun as we go along.
So what you do is you go in there with your friends. You got a video camera and like a microphone, and you're videotaping your friends getting eaten by monsters and shit. And then you and you try to get as many views as you can when you upload it. And then
that's not the game I was thinking of. I was thinking of the one where like you don't want to make noise, and like one of the players is the blind monster, but he's attracted to sound.
No, this one you actually got to videotape them, and then you got to try to get as many views as you can.
Oh Lord, that's funny.
It's fucking hilarious. I committed suicide in there off a crane one time.
Oh. Sounds about right. Something's just like swan dive.
And all you hear is nothing, and then all of a sudden, as he gets closer to the camera, he goes, ah! It's fucking ground.
Oh god,
dude, you can run around with boom mics and shit, dude. It's great.
Deb said it's hilarious. All right, I might have to check it out here.
Dude,
So,
it's the
I
best.
think that's actually I think that's a good spot for us to chill out here. We'll finish off this room next time, and we'll just on Thursday night. We'll just keep going with it.
Hell yeah.
So, yeah, it'll be great.
Best $7 game you ever buy in your life.
Yeah. So, by the way, for all the new folks that came in, I do this with Salty every Tuesday and Thursday. The rest of the time, we're doing hacker shenanigans. I'm usually going through a course called the Red Team Operator course, and it's a lot of fun. In fact, hang on. If anybody wants to check it out, I'm going to drop a link to it here in chat. And I'll drop it over on the YouTube site, because I have one little lone person here hanging out. There we go. I need to set up the bot so it actually works over on the YouTube side as well. There's a lot of stuff I need to do that I don't have
Are
time
you
to
staying on and get it off?
No, I'm gonna go ahead and hop off because I have some paperwork I got to do tonight. Otherwise, I would totally stay on.